The phone industry in many ways is like the motor vehicle industry. What used to be a road full of moderately sized vehicles is now full of mostly pickup trucks, Jeeps, and other larger sized vehicles. The same can be said about the mobile industry. There is definitely no shortage of large devices, but not everybody wants to travel around with a phone they'll need a separate bag for. Enter the Galaxy S22, a device that makes some compromises but ultimately stuffs a lot in a compact package. So let's go ahead and take a look at why this might be one of the best devices for lovers of smaller phones. The full starting price for this phone is $799.99 in the US. It comes in 9 different colors and 2 storage options, which are 128 and 256. The first thing one might notice about this phone is it's not only relatively small, but it also feels good to use. The balance between the premium materials and the weight of the device make it feel very high-end. If you're using the phone one-handed, you most likely won't have a problem, and that's the point of this device even existing in the first place. Now, as nice as the design is, I will say that the edges around the device here tend to feel a little bit sharp if holding the device with a certain amount of force. The camera bump here is also something to look out for if you don't have a case, since it won't lay flat on a table. These two mentions don't ruin the overall design, but they are definitely something to be aware of. Although the display on this device isn't as high in the resolution department, nor can that resolution be changed, it is still more than respectable and usable. 120 Hz isn't necessarily new, but there are still some devices out there that either don't have it or offer something sort of close. That's not the case here, since this display is capable of achieving this high-end and smooth refresh rate. The brightness value isn't the highest available compared to the S22's bigger siblings, but it is definitely more than usable indoors and should be a little more than moderately usable in direct sunlight. Make no mistake here, the AMOLED panel being used is one of top quality and is one that mostly anybody purchasing this phone won't have a problem with. Now, 5G is kind of this technology that consists of 2 kinds of categories. You have your sub-6, which is slightly faster than LTE, and your mmWave, which is the higher end and can reach blistering speeds. There was a point where Samsung and other manufacturers would reserve the higher spec mmWave tech for their flagship devices, but that isn't the case here with the S22, as it has both technologies, enabling the device to achieve higher speeds when in an area where they are present. Camera quality is one of those things that's subjective to the person viewing the pictures they take. Fortunately, I can say that the S22 has a more than decent camera for what it's trying to offer. Aside from taking very high quality photos, you get the addition of a 3x optical zoom lens that can extend all the way up to 30x digitally. The quality of anything beyond 3x zoom is always going to be digital, but Samsung has done sort of a decent job of cleaning up digital photos with their AI, and I don't think anybody's going to complain that they have a 30x zoom camera on their phone if you're snapping something off in the distance, and you can at least make out what it is a little bit. The battery in this device isn't necessarily the biggest, but it also doesn't necessarily need to be either. If you aren't watching hours of 4K video in a 5G area with the brightness set to the max, then you can most likely get a normal 8 workday hours worth of battery life. I suppose the smaller battery is partly why Samsung didn't give the device a 4K display, since that would take too much power to operate for longer periods of time. One thing to note about this device is that the max charging wattage is 25 watts. Although there are devices out there that can charge at a higher rate, I wouldn't worry about this too much, since the battery is smaller and can most likely be charged faster at that 25 wattage anyway. To go ahead and summarize all of this up, the Galaxy S22 aims to be the choice for those who want a powerful, lightweight device with a more than average camera, And of course, it doesn't have the highest resolution display, but it doesn't really need to either, since most people will have a hard time discerning any individual pixels unless they're looking for it. You're also getting the fastest 5G speeds available at the moment and premium build quality, which, although it can dig into your hands, is still premium nonetheless. The best thing about all of this is that it comes in a compact package that will make fans of smaller devices very happy. As always, I do definitely hope that this video was helpful in giving you more information about this device and how it can fit into your life. If by chance you desire a deeper explanation of the differences between all three S22 series devices, please check out my Galaxy S22 in-depth comparison. But as always, wherever you are in the world, have a great day, a great afternoon, a great evening, or a great night, and I will see you in the next video.